弥陀佛。阿弥陀佛，大家好，欢迎大家来到彩虹雷山寺参加今天的高王观世音菩萨的护摩法会。请所有的主持者先到外面排队，在排队进线哈达的时候呢，一定要出示你们的主持卡。如果是没有主持卡的同门呢，那你们是不可以献哈达的。所以呢，一定要出示你们的主持卡哈，请记住，一定要出示你们的主持卡。谢谢大家的合作。请大家记得将你们的私人物品各自保管好，以免遗失。同时，自己带了贡品，如果要拿回去的话呢，请写上你们的名字。彩虹雷战士呢，每个星期一都会固定将护摩的贡品呢送到 North Bend 的食物银行。那这个食物银行呢，它可以每个星期呢可以帮助到400多个的家庭。所以呢，我们身为真佛弟子，很感恩师尊的教导我们呢懂得布施慈善。所以呢，他们在这个社区呢，他们慢慢的认识师尊，慢慢的认识真佛宗，慢慢的认识在 North Bend 这边呢有我们的这个彩虹雷战士。也非常感谢很多的同门呢，他们也有一起呢捐赠这个食物给食物银行。
音菩萨护摩大法会。原生活佛将首传，依系抽达本尊法及世受冠语。当代法王传法，机会难等。切勿错失殊胜法缘。法会地点：美国夏湖彩虹为正寺，2020年2月1日，星期六下午2点整。详情请参看知乎中全球资讯网站彩虹为正寺网站。
阿弥陀佛，请所有的主持者，请记得在献哈达的之前呢，一定要出示你们的主持卡给我们的工作人员，谢谢。如果没有主持卡的话呢，是不可以进献哈达的。
At the True Buddha School Rainbow Temple in North Bend, Washington. Today we will have the hiking Avalokiteswara Bodhisattva Homa fire offering ceremony. The ceremony has now begun. Please stand up, join your palms, and together we will welcome our lineage Guru, the founder of True Buddha School, His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng, and his retinue to enter into the Homa Hall. Please recite the root Guru mantra, the Padma Kumara mantra.
做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三引，二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三引，三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三引，是平等于其手。请主持人敬献哈达，以表最崇高敬意。
Om Om
让我们以最热烈的掌声感谢根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛的赐福。
Let's give His Holiness applause to show our utmost gratitude. Inviting our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng, to ascend to the Dharma throne. Inviting Simu Vajramaster Lien Xiang to please take the Dharma seat. Inviting all the Dharma masters to please take the seats. Inviting all the venerables, our distinguished guests, and all participants to please be seated. Inviting our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng, to bless the prayers of the primary supplicants for this Homa. First and foremost, we would like to extend our utmost gratitude to our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lien Sheng, for presiding over this hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Homa fire offering ceremony. We would also like to extend warmest welcome to Simu and all participants from all over the world. The offering of Hatha. Let us now join our palms with reverence, and we would like to invite Vajramaster Si Lien Chuan to represent all of us to present the offering of Hatha to the lineage root Guru as the symbol of the highest honor.
观想成佛中传承。南无大日如来，南无佛眼佛目。
Visualize true Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Liansheng. Visualize Great Master and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas sitting on top of our heads, radiating light to bless us. Recite the Padma Kumara mantra 7 times.
Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom. 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 做四无量观，观想右手边有父系亲人，左手边有母系亲人。
Perform the visualization of the 4 immeasurables, ancestors and relatives from the father's side on your right, from the mother's side on your left, teachers and friends behind you, karmic enemies and debt creditors in front of you, and all sentient beings together practicing to ultimately attain Buddhahood. Clap twice and snap your fingers. Recite purification mantras and deity mantra. Recite invocation mantra. We sincerely invoke our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Liansheng. Namo White Maha Padma Kumara. Namo Lotus Light Self-Mastery Buddha. Namo True Buddha School Lineage Gurus. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo High King Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo High King Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. We sincerely invoke the main deity of Homa, Namo High King Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jet Pod. Namo 5 Dhyani Buddhas. Namo True Buddha School 8 Primary Deities. Namo Yamantaka. Namo Akalanatha. Namo 4 Heavenly Kings. Namo Sima Bodhisattva. Namo Rainbow Temples, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakanis, and divinities. All the deities enshrined at the True Buddha Tentic Quarter, at the Seattle Lezang Temple, and at the abode at the Southern Mountains. Rainbow Temples, Mountain God, Earth God, Plant God, Wind God, Water God, Heavenly Fire God, Dragon Gods, and all divinities as well as the city gods, to please radiate light to bless this Homa. Great homage using visualization. First to Root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all the Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for procession on the ground, release the mudra. Fourth, have power. Great mandala offering. Form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to become innumerable to fill the whole space. Make the offering above to the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, the main deity of Homa, Namo High King Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakanis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra. Mount Meru, 4 continents, and sun and moon transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May these wondrous treasures and merits purge our karma to all of our civilization. Fourfold refuge, visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Reset the mantra. armor protection. Form Vajaklap's mudra. Recite Vajapani mantra 7 times. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to perform blessings with mala. Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to bless the registration forms, homework cards, and all the offerings. Inviting His Holiness to perform the ritual of opening Homa fire pit, to set ceremonial demarcation around it, to lit the Homa fire, to make all the offerings, and to perform mudra transformations for purifications, enrichments, magnetization, subjugation, and bardo deliverance. The assembly will be reciting the Hat Mantra of High King Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva.
请法王圣尊莲生我国，生法王座。
Inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian Sheng to return to the Dharma throne. Inviting Sumo Vajra Master Lian Xiang to please take the seat. Inviting Rinpoche, all the Dharma Masters, Venerables, our distinguished guests, and all participants to please take the seats. During this time, you may perform Homa visualization, which is the emergence of the deity in the space above you, the merging of the deity with the Homa fire, and the merging of yourself with the Homa fire. Visualize the Homa fire eradicate all your negativities and karma, and you may continually chant the heart mantra of High King Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and repeat the visualization as needed.
Om Om
加持八大本
Recite the heart mantras of the eight principal deities and incarnate Buddha Amitabha.
Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Panamo Ling Tho Ling Soha, Om Ha 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 Wei Samo Yen Soha, Om Jali Juli Junti Soha, Om Jambala Chanang Chana Yen Soha, Om A Hom Pecha Guru Pema Siddhi Hom Se, Om A Hom Guru Pe A He Sasamaha Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom, Te A Ha Om Pekha Ziya Pekha Ziya, Maha Pekha Ziya, Raja Samo Katahe Soha, Namo 36万亿119500同名同号阿弥陀佛。Namo 36万亿119500同名同号阿弥陀佛。Namo 36万亿119500同名同号阿弥陀佛。
Recite the supplication to the Buddha to stay in the Saha world. I pay homage to His Holiness the virtuous and marvelous Tantrika, all Buddhas of the 10 directions of the Buddha lands as numerous as grains of sand, all Bodhisattvas who are full of compassion toward all beings, Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, protectors of Dharma. The nights are long, the 3 poisons are proliferating. My body and soul are striking, tumbling in the misery of perpetual rebirth. With great compassion, His Holiness came to this world, salvage deluded ones. 3 jewels, eminent wondrous light to provide refuge for all. All fortunate beings, humans and devas rely on His Vajra body. For the bestowal of teachings, vows, precepts, empowerments, and attainments, we disciple of Buddha plead that He stay in this world to turn Dhamma wheel to benefit and give happiness to multitudes of sentient beings. May all uphold the Buddha, ascend to the realm of utmost bliss, repaying fourfold generosity from above, aiding those in the 3 realms below. Upon seeing the Buddha, may we transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, may we liberate all. True Buddha school disciples wholeheartedly pray to the main deity of Homa, Avalokitesvara, hiking Avalokitesvara, and all the Avalokitesvaras of the 10 directions, to act according to their vows, to deliver sentient beings, to allow liberation, eradicate suffering of life and death, and to purge all harms and poisons. We pray that you protect our lineage Guru with good health, longevity, untouched by calamities, deformations. May His Holiness continually turn the Dhamma wheel in samsara with great bliss, peace, and self-mastery. May the true Buddha lineage continues. Inviting His Holiness to perform the overall merit dedication. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to the main deity of Homa, the hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to the main deity of Homa, hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Wholeheartedly, we pay homage to the main deity of Homa today, the hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. We pray to the Bodhisattva to guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha lands. We pray to the Bodhisattva by your empowerment vase and the nectar water to bless the Bardo spirits so that they can be purified and they can be reborn into the pure Buddha land. to the High King Guan Yin Bodhisattva. By your great prajna, transcendental power to bless all participants, so that all obstructions, all heavy transgressions can be eradicated. We pray that you grant us good health, all wishes fulfill, calamities transform into auspiciousness, and that we have strong commitment in spiritual cultivations. Please prevent us to fall into the three lower realms, the hells, animal realms, and hungry ghosts. And please bless us with increased good fortune, enhanced wisdom, and with love, respect, and harmony. Let us subdue all the wandering and homeless spirits so that we can have perfect attainment. May those who chant 1,000 times all wishes be fulfilled, all heavy transgression can be eradicated, that we can eliminate the suffering of life and death and purge all harms and poisons. To the High King Guan Yin Bodhisattvas. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. May all sentient beings with affinities chant High King Avalokitesvara Sutra. And by the blessings of the High King Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva's blessings and bestowals, we can eradicate all transgressions and to gain merits, to have attainments in our spiritual cultivation, and to go to the Buddha lands, and even to attain Buddhahood in this body, in this lifetime. May all of our prayers be granted. To the High King Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva and gods in heavens, gods on earth, may we be far from all calamities, may all calamities abandon us, let all disasters turn into dust. May all of our wishes be fulfilled, may all enemies and enmities disappear, may all obstructions disappear. Recite 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Ha 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 ha, ban ka wen sa wa. Tanhagata Pezama Mimancha Pezapawa Mahasamaya Sato A Hom Pe Om Peza Sato Samaya Manupanaya Peza Sato Tenubadicha Zome Pawa Soto Kayo Me Pawa Sopo Kayo Me Pawa Anura Tome Pawa Shawa Hasidi Memporayacha สาวากามาสุจาเมจิตามุสินิรันกุโรหมฮ่าฮ่าฮ่าฮ่าเฮปันคาวันสาวาตถาคตาเปจามามิมันชาเปจปาวามหาสัมมายาสัตโตอาหมเพอมเปจสัตโตสัมมายามานุปานายาเปจสัตโตเตรุปาริชาเจจเมปาวาสุโตคายุเมปาวาสุโปคายุเมปาวาอนุรัตโตเมปาวาสาวาหสิติเมปุรายาชาสาวากามาสุจาเมจิตามุสินิรันกุโรหมฮ่าฮ่าฮ่าฮ่าเฮปังกาวันสาวาตถาคตาเปจามามิมันชาเปจปาวามหาสัมมายาสัตโตอาหมเพ做观想大礼拜，礼拜根
Great
本
homage using visualization for student guru and all Buddhas.
哄观想
Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra. Second to all bodhisattvas.
哄观想
Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra. Third to all herogas and dhamma protectors.
哄观想
Visualize full procession on the ground, release the mudra.
四平
Fourth half bow.
练圆满
Recite completion mantra.
Om Bring Om Bring Om Mari Pe Mi Hom 让我们以最热烈的掌声感谢
Now,
圣尊莲
let's give the greatest round of applause to our lineage root guru for presiding over this hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Homa fire offering ceremony. Now let us join our palms with reverence, and together we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the precious Dhamma teachings. First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, the hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. All Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dhamma assistants, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon. How do you do? So, that group of spirits from last night, they asked for empowerments. They requested. So I purified them. And during the marriage dedication just now, I already prayed to hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva to grant empowerments upon them and guide them to be reborn into the Buddha lands. Oh, I have not announced the VIPs. The rep from Taipei to Sweden and Norway, the ambassador Dong Zhou Liao and his wife, Dharma Sister Judy. Accountant to Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa. The advisor to Overseas Chinese Republic of China, Ms. Vinny She. and the president of Natural Greenland, Dharma Brother Tuan, and from Wisconsin, Dr. Liu and his wife. Would like to announce for next Sunday, January 5th, 2020. That's after the New Year. So next Sunday, January 5th, after the New Year's Day, Sunday at 3 p.m., there will be Medicine Buddha Homa fire offering ceremony. So by Saya Guru or the Medicine Tathagata, and we all know about his mudra. And he's radiating blue light because Medicine Buddha from the lapis lazuli realm, and the color of lapis lazuli is blue. The mantra. That's the mantra of the Medicine Tathagata. And his mudra is the 5-color radiating mudra, and this other one with 2 hands clasping like this. This mudra. And the Medicine Buddha Homa is very important. I hope you all can become primary supplicants, because health is necessary in a human life. So only by having good health that your life would be colorful. Without health, your life would be black and white. So, the same statement, if you don't need any good health, you don't wish to be healthy, then you don't need to become primary supplicants. I welcome all of you to become the primary supplicants for next Sunday. That's after the New Year's Day. So, for Gregorian calendar, this is the last Homa of the year 2019, right? I have to remember one thing. What is it? There was a ghost witch from the past who kept talking about Grandmaster Lu for 10 years, that he would die at 73. But it's extremely unfortunate. It's truly unfortunate that what happened, that I have lived past 73, and I live past 74 and 75. And I will be 76. So that's truly unfortunate. to commemorate this event at the New Year's time, I would I would ridicule her. Therefore, don't just believe what people say to you. And please don't be fanatical, don't be superstitious, because our faith has to be very rational. She had told many people that they would die at a certain age, but they still continue those ages. Just any example, like someone from Perth, Australia, the Yansi chapter there, the head of the chapter, husband and wife, they're still living on. Well, they haven't died. And then the Venerable Lien Ying and his family are still living fine. She kept talking about this and that person will die at a certain age, but they still lived on. But those that she did not say would die have died. So in our faith and belief, don't say that someone would die at a certain time, because they use that to threat you, to blackmail you, and to force you into paying her or to have her do Homa at the ceremony and want a huge amount of money. You know, it is better that you just chant hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra. By chanting the sutra yourself, you would be able to resolve the severe calamities and you can escape many disasters. So you can change your own destiny. You don't need to rely on other people, especially someone that asks a lot of money. It's tens of thousands of dollars. If it's Indonesian rupiah, it's okay, but it's US dollars. It's okay if I give you 100,000 in Indonesian rupiah or even $1 million, no problem. But she asked for US dollars. If you give her Indonesian rupiah, you would have been beaten by her. So don't believe her lightly. You know, she's been talking about me for 10 years. The whole mainland China and everybody abroad knows that Grandmaster would die at 73. But no, it didn't happen. I'm even healthier than before. So this year I'm 27. So in your religion or belief, you want to be rational. And Grandmaster observed the descent of hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. It was real. It was truthful. I don't dare to lie. When I formed the offering mudra, and Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva descended and entered into my body through my apex. So I am speaking truthfully here. No lies or As spiritual cultivator, we don't lie or fabricate things. So I need to remember that at around New Year's Day, I want to say do re mi to her. I'm not ridiculing her, but I'm teaching everybody to have a wise belief. In your belief and religion, you cannot be superstitious. You have to use your wisdom to think. You have to be wise. There are many prediction and premonition that's not necessarily correct. Like even the ghost is able to predict something or to prophesy something, but they only have minuscule power. You know, like saying that the earth god was waiting for her for 500 years. You know, earth god has no power to live to be 500 years. And yet she claimed that that particular earth god had been waiting for her for 500 years, so that's dog poo. You know, of all the gods, the earth god is the smallest one. They're just the leader of a local area. And he may have done some goods and take care of the village or the area. And that's all the scope that they have. So they had no ability to predict 500 years before or 500 years after. So the ranks of the gods, I'm very clear how big of a scope they are able to know. So gods typically have greater power and ghosts have smaller power. So the prediction of the ghosts can only be about the present moment, not about major events or about other times. And earth god is slightly better than the ghosts. So therefore, we really have to know this. Please don't be so superstitious and believe anything. Like she claimed that she could communicate with the spider, with all kinds of animals. That's saying the elephant was waiting for her for 500 years. And the spider was waiting for its brother for who knows how long. She brought someone to enter into a presidential suite. And they were just checking out the suite. And there was a spider falling from the ceiling. And she claimed, well, the spider is your brother. And it's been waiting for you for a long time. How could the spider has transcendental power knowing someone is about to come and waiting for him? So the spider had the premonition that his past brother is about to bring the ghost witch to come into a certain room, so the spider had to know which room and crawl all the way to that particular room. And the spider also could predict that when the door was to be opened so that he could drop from the ceiling at that moment. And the spider could even know about past lives. Even human beings cannot. And even a bodhisattva would not know about your past lives, that you were a bodhisattva in the past life. Even for bodhisattvas don't know. Anybody knows what your past lives were? You knew for yourselves. Human beings and all beings don't have this power to know about their past lives. How could a tiny spider would know about brother from his past life that's about to come at that particular moment, at that particular place? So in Taiwanese, it's called bullshit. In Taiwanese, we often say this. Hulong or Hulan. So it's very obvious, right? The elephant was waiting for her for 500 years, and then the 萤火虫. The fireflies. She went to New Zealand next to Australia, and there was a dark cave, and then you ride on a boat and went to see the fireflies. And then she claimed that the fireflies had been waiting for her for 110,000 years. 110,000 years. And then check on your cell phone how long a firefly lived for. Only 20 days. So that's like a great grandpa told to the great grandpa to the grandpa to the grandpa to the grandpa to the pa to the son for a total of 110,000 years that they eventually came to see the ghost witch. Could such things ever happen? That the firefly kept passing the words for 110,000 years. What era would that be? And the history of China is only for 5,000 years. And India also only had about 5,000 to 6,000 years. The old civilizations, China, India, Babylon, and Egypt, the four civilized civilization. And before this, we don't even know if human beings exist. However, the fireflies have been waiting for 110,000 years. If I were there hearing she boasted like that, I would have pushed her off the boat. You try to boast to me. Firefly's been waiting for you for 110,000 years? That's your mother good. So you can be blowing horns, blowing the horns of the ox or the horse, but for the fireflies, oh my God. My blood pressure would rise just talking about her. Fine, we'll just talk about hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. If I continue talking about her, I would drop all my teeth. So hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra was the first sutra, the first Buddhist sutra I ever encountered. I also chant hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra. And what are the benefits? Inside the sutra, they're all just the epithets of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
没有什么好挑剔的。
There is nothing to nitpick
这部
about.
经虽然是属于梦受经，在梦中，
So the sutra is a sutra transmitted in a dream by the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
这个人本身把它记下来的经典。
So the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas told that person, and that person recorded it. The meaning of the sutra is extremely profound. All the karma work of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are inside the sutra.
你看，你听听看哦。
So
净光秘密佛，
listen to it.
什么叫做净光秘密佛？就是说，这个佛能够发出清净的光明。
Namo pure light, secret Buddha. What does it mean? That this Buddha can radiate a pure secret light. That's the first Buddha. The second Buddha,
佛的身上
the Dharma treasury Buddha.
是菩提心，
That the
华
Dharma
菩提
is hidden inside this Buddha, and that's bodhicitta. This bodhicitta is in this Buddha.
净光秘密佛、华常佛，再来呢，
And then
幽王佛、狮子吼、神
The
足幽王佛、
tranquil King Buddha with lion's roar and divine speed.
弘扬佛法，像狮子吼。
So lion's roar is when you transmit Buddha Dharma like the roar of a lion,
就是
and
本身有神足
with
通
the divine speed.
念头想到哪里，
With one thought, he would arrive at
佛的事业，
wherever it is.
他有神足通，
So that's the work of a Buddha, that he has the transcendental travel and the lion's
幽
roar.
王佛。再来呢，
That's his work.
法护佛，法护佛，佛用佛法来
The next one,
众生，
Dharma protector
这个
Buddha.
佛叫做法护佛。他有他的
This
智慧
Buddha used the Buddha Dharma to protect sentient beings. That's his work.
奇怪啊！那么简公必比佛、法中佛、狮子吼、神足幽王佛、佛告西弥、灯王佛，还有
And
灯
then
王
the Sumeru Light King Buddha announced by
灯王
Buddha.
佛是什么佛？
So what kind of Buddha is this?
来讲起来，他在那里，他有很多的法座。
He has so many Dharma thrones.
西弥灯王佛，他是很伟大的，像西弥山。
In the Sumeru Light King Buddha, he's great like Mount Sumeru, can radiate very brilliant light. And all the Dharma thrones of the Tathagatas are there. That's his work.
他像西弥山一样的，
He's like Sumeru at the center, very tall,
放出很大的光明。
radiating bright light like the lights.
不可西弥灯王佛、法护佛，啊，金刚种狮子。
Dharma protector Buddha, Vajra treasury, roaming lion Buddha. So attaining Buddhahood is like playing the game. Once you become a Buddha, you're just playing around the samsara.
这个叫做游戏佛啊，
And that's the playful Buddha.
自在的，所以可以。
He has self-mastery, so therefore he can
很简单讲，
play around in samsara
戏人间，
with
每
self-mastery.
天都很快乐。
That's his work. Every day he's very happy. He has great self-mastery.
这个游戏佛，
So this playful Buddha,
念就会。
I can chant it myself. You mix.
狮子吼、神足幽王佛、不可西弥天王佛、法护佛、金刚种狮子游戏佛、波现佛。
The precious victory Buddha.
我要从头念才会，从中
Bao
间
Seng Ho. I have to start from the beginning. I cannot
读
just
书也是这样子啊，
in the middle.
在背
You
书
know,
也是这
when
样
you memorize, that's how it is.
挑一句，你来
If you just pick one in the center, you cannot memorize. But if you memorize from beginning, then you can do it, right? It's the same thing with my sutra chanting. That each of the Buddha symbolizes something. And then the supernatural power Buddha, Fahu, the medicinal crystal-like King Buddha, and supernatural power Buddha is a Buddha that manifests transcendent power to salvage sentient beings. But this transcendent Buddha, please don't mix it up with Ghost Witch showing some supernatural power. For her, it's a ghost power. And in Japanese, ghost is oni. It's the oni supernatural power, ghost supernatural power. And that's very low class and dirty. So the power that's so dirty, like poo. But a lot of people still like the poo. Poo or poop. A lot of people still like it. So this transcendental power Buddha, all Buddhas have this transcendental power. As long as he's a Buddha or Bodhisattva, they would have transcendental power. However, anyone with transcendental power or supernatural power is not necessarily a Buddha or Bodhisattva. Just a normal God has some supernatural power. Oh, so you showed me the sutra. I don't need it. So what's written inside the sutra, they're all the work of the Tathagatas. They are on their names, on their epithets. If you are very familiar and can memorize it, and if you can chant for 1,000 times, but for me, I don't count anymore. I always chant when I drive, but don't copy it, okay? If you chant Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra when you drive, then you would drive through a red light. That would be my responsibility. I can be single-minded or dual-minded because I memorize.
然后再念这个奉请八菩萨，我是在念在前面的。
And then the invocation of the 8 great bodhisattvas.
地藏王菩萨、弥勒菩萨，然后就是这个金刚手菩萨，另外就是除盖章菩萨、八大菩萨。
So the 8 great bodhisattvas invocation.
请八大菩萨，然后再念高王经。
And then you chant the hiking Avalokitesvara, and then the merit dedication.
念了也很熟啊。
I'm very familiar, right? I can memorize it.
但是你从中讲一句。
But if you just pick one, cannot continue. I can memorize it backward too.
你看我倒着背，不倒着也是一篇一篇背的，倒着真的倒着背的。八大菩萨、观世音菩萨、文殊师利菩萨。
The 8 great bodhisattvas Avalokitesvara, Manjushri, Maitreya.
八大菩萨。离波离波地叫叫地多尼地尼那地比地摩诃地真千地所哈。大明观世音、光明观世音、高明观世音、开明观世音、有容菩萨、有相菩萨、文殊师利菩萨、普贤菩萨、虚空众菩萨、地藏菩萨、清凉波山一般菩萨、普光如来化性菩萨。这是后面来的，然后再来。
That's the last part.
世界中者行大地上其界虚空中。只有一切众生归灵安稳修习，走下修习，心常求众出经能未生死苦消解诸大。然后再来无量诸佛、多波佛、释迦牟尼佛、弥勒佛、阿阇佛、弥陀佛。再来六方六佛妙佛，东方宝光月殿月妙尊用佛，南无求根法王佛，西方作王神通眼法王佛，北方月殿清净佛，上方无所尽尽宝寿佛，下方上机圆王佛。再来宝光功德三王佛、神足功德宝王佛、过去七佛、未来现劫千佛、千我百佛、万我千佛、我百华现佛、八亿金刚总佛、定光佛。再来呢？南无净光必比佛、法将佛、狮子吼宣教有王佛、不可虚弥定王佛、法普佛、金刚总数字有一佛、佛性佛、神通佛、有数琉璃光王佛。再来呢？国王观世音菩萨。南无法，南无仙，佛告一元，佛讲一称，上人我讲一元佛法。南无摩诃跋切波罗蜜大神咒，南无摩诃跋切波罗蜜大神咒，南无摩诃跋切波罗蜜无上咒，南无摩诃跋切波罗蜜无顶顶咒。是从后面。
So I recited it backward, from the end to the beginning, from the beginning to the end.
高王观世音很灵感的。
So the hiking Avalokitesvara is very responsive, and he's helped Grandmaster too. So memorize it and chant it at any time. And you continue to chant even when you exceed 1,000 times or 10,000 times. And in the future you would have attainments. And I said Hanifa's mother chanted this. She had huge sariras. I didn't bring that here. I didn't bring it here. I should show you. Hers are beautiful. I really like them. And her father also chanted hiking Kuan Yin Sutra, also had sariras. Also have sariras, and they only chanted the Grandmaster Root Guru mantra and hiking Kuan Yin Sutra. If you persevere in your chanting, and you have the willpower and perseverance. So the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas always speak truthfully. How could it be so easy? By completing 1,000 times, the death would become alive. I never skip a day. Every time I drive, and she's talking to me, and I would tell her, please, I want to chant. Every time I drive, even with her, I always chant. Every day. I don't only chant when I drive, I also chant when I do things. Whatever I do, I always chant. Every time I think of it, I would
念
chant.
到非常的熟。
I would chant it until it's so
我是念台语的啦，
so
是念
familiar.
念台语，
I chant it in
念国
Taiwanese.
语就比较不顺。
If it's in Chinese, it's not that smooth, but in Taiwanese, very smooth.
因为我是台湾人嘛，
Because I am a Taiwanese.
他是7个佛的法王子。
So he's the Dharma Prince of the 7 Buddhas. He has tremendous power.
这尊高王观世音非常伟大。上面
So this hiking Avalokitesvara is extremely great. Above his head there are 7 Buddhas. So he has tremendous
将
power.
来绝对不动
If you chant his name or epithet, that you would never fall into the 3 lower realms.
然后我们今天再讲一下道果。
Today, let's continue to talk about Lamdre,
缘起之机，
the 5 starts of affinities.
缘起本性，四道配属，四量配属，缘起所表，所生缘。
The 5 starts of affinity,
缘起，内缘
the
起，
foundation,
密缘起
the boundary,
如缘起，就近缘起。
the basic nature, the members of the 4 paths and the members of the 4 capacities, the perfection path generated, the outer, inner, secret, suchness, and ultimate
总缘之，即
of the 2 vehicles, the wisdom vehicle or prajnayanas, practice of purifying the nature of the mind,
即缘起
and the secret vehicle, the tantrayanas practice of arising to awakening and realization by the accumulative affinity of the body. The following instruction belongs to the latter one. Let me
教授
recite.
缘起之道有7。一
The instructions on the path of the 5 starts of affinity are divided into 7 sections. 1.
三
What is the foundation of the cumulative affinity? Second, what is the boundary of the start of the affinity? Third, what is the intrinsic nature of the start of the affinity? Fourth, what is the complementary aspect of the 4 paths? Fifth, what is the complementary aspect of the 4 measurements? Sixth, the lists of the start of affinity. And seventh, the one start of affinity that arises to the completion path. They are all titles, and one by one will be explained later. So what it meant here that everything is a start of affinity. So in the Prajnayana or Mahayana,
这里面谈到
the wisdom vehicle,
就是叫大圣，身慧起
it
缘
talk
起
here
心
about Prajnayana or
意
Mahayana,
再来一个就是
is the
密咒
practice of
圣
purifying the nature of the
得
mind.
中
And the second is Tantrayana or the secret vehicle.
是属于讲密咒
And the following instructions belongs to the latter one, which is the Tantrayana or the secret vehicle. So it talks about the start of affinity of the
地密念咒的缘
Tantrayana, the secret
波罗蜜多圣
mantra
叫
chanting,
大圣大圣
the start of affinity to the secret chanting of mantra.
波罗蜜多
And Prajnayana
大明无上咒
is the Mahayana.
意思讲
So in the Hiking Kuan Sutra, it was mentioned that Mahaprasnaparamita is a great mantra, is a secret mantra,
那这里面当然大圣里面
is a great wisdom mantra, is a great spiritual mantra, and unequal mantra, and a supreme
这
mantra.
是属于密咒圣
And the mantra of the 7 Buddhas is considered to be the secret yana or tantrayana.
这个先讲这个会记缘起之机为何？
So first, what is the foundation of the cumulative affinity? The verse stated, by relying on a supreme body, This statement refers to the foundation of the accumulative affinity, which relies on the completely pure and flawless four altars. And the fault of the channels rise to be the flames, atrophy, wilt, or wither. The fault of the channel seeds is hoarseness, stammer, or stutter. The fault of the area ambrosia is fatigue, weak body, etc. And the fault of the chi is blindness, deafness, etc. So it has to be free from these flaws and faults. Otherwise, the relight channel, seeds, chi, and bodhicitta, etc., accumulated as failures. It will not generate meditation. And then the abiding mind is also a failure. So, what is the foundation of the accumulative affinity? The verse stated by relying on the Supreme Body. So the body of a secret mantra, the most important start of affinity is the body. And the Supreme Body means that the body is extremely supreme. Everyone's body is supreme because in reality our bodies are altars of the Buddhas. Then of course it is supreme. So it's said here. So the completely pure and flawless four altars. So your body has no faults or flaws. Why do we refer it as the flawless four altars? The body is the altar, and being flawless is, and the pure four altars are the channel altar, the channels are the altar. The ambrosia is the altar, the chi is the altar, and the bodhicitta. So the channels, the seeds, the ambrosia, the chi, and the bodhicitta, they're all altars. They are the four altars. So if your body is a supreme body, which means your four altars are complete and perfect, then your start of affinity is very good. But if your four altars are bad or faulty, then the fault of the channels is the flames. Of course, this is not inner fire. This is a bad flame. So that your channels already suffering from atrophy or withering or decline, or the channels already decayed or declined. Like old people have no saliva, they have dry mouth, and you don't have any more enzyme in your stomach, so that has dried out. You have no more water in your kidneys, no more insulin, so the channels all have dried up, so have wilted and atrophy. So you were very tall and big, but now you shrink. And you were lively, and now you shrink. Those were all the faults.
自知过失呢，这个
And the faults of the channel seeds,
过失就是像火一样在烤。
like being burned by fire.
自知过失为哑跟口疾。
The fault of the seeds being hoarse and stuttering.
你
Of course, you cannot chant mantra like that. That's stuttering. Well, of course, there would be a fault. You cannot chant mantra like that. So you chant Om Saraswatiye Soha. Om Mahaprati Salo Soha. Om Mitriya Soha. Om Ahom Pacha Guru Padma Siddhi Hom Se. In our chanting mantra, it has to be clear. So if you stutter, how can you chant mantra? So that's the fault of the seeds. So if you are mute or you're a dumb person, how can you chant mantra? For the mantrayana, you have to chant mantra. So that's the faults of the mantra or the seeds, syllables. And then the fault of the area ambrosia, that's like the body, is being weak. You have no strength. Well, some people can lift up the dumbbells. Why is Grandmaster so short? Because when I was little, I was doing some weightlifting. Then I pushed myself to be so short because it was very heavy. When I was little, I trained in weightlifting. That was really dumb because I like nutrition and I still did some weightlifting. And because of that, my cells now become flattened. So now that's why I'm short. So these are the faults of the area ambrosia. So if you have no strength, you cannot lift it up. And your body is very weak. You need to be strong. Grandmaster's body is very strong. Really. Let me tell you. I'm only 27. How can you say I'm in my 70s? What a joke. One day I will show you. I will let you see. My body is very strong, even stronger than the younger people. Stronger than the... And the faults of the qi are blindness and deafness. So you cannot see, you cannot hear. Of course, that would be impossible for qi practices. Grandmaster never wear eyeglasses, and I never had anything done to my eyes. No surgeries. I just exercise my eyes according to the teachings of my gurus. I can read very clearly, even the tiny prints. And posture, Grandmaster's knowledge of posture is also very strong. It's like underwear, you cannot see.
要有他外面的身体体格很好，体力很好。
That the physical body should be good
气脉点，
and the strength should also be good. Then, of course, you would have attainment in your practice of the inner tantra, channel seats and
说
like
我老了，我才来修。
like drops and chi.
老了，你不能
And
修
then
气
some
脉
people say that, well, you know, I'll wait till I'm old before I practice Buddhism. How can you do the practice? You're already old.
不能放。
With the flesh, you're old. You're
老
big,
老
and then
来
another
邪道，这是不对的。
one, you'll be old, and another flesh, you'll be gone.
有一个人去看面相，想
Someone
他将有
when
血光之灾，
For a fortune teller, by looking at their face,
这江湖术士啊，
and the hoodlum fortune teller
有
said,
一个大胸脯的妹子，
you would have
就
some
没事。
disaster.
这小钱一
And
坨
oh no,
像
and
是
then why don't you just
没
get
听说过吗？
a big boob girl and sleep
化
to accompany you sleep for a night?
这
Then
个妹子
the disaster
多
would
一晚，
be alleviated. How could that be? Because this is a play of Chinese words. Calamities transform into auspiciousness because
呢还是
calamities
头破血
transform is like
非常
big
生
boobs.
气的找相士算账。
But the next day, he still suffered from a lot of wounds and injuries.
大妹子陪睡，
I followed your instruction
有还是
and I got 2 girls with big boobs, and see, I still
啊
had
你不知道啊，
disasters.
多极少。
You know, hey, but too many boobs, that would be problematic too.
这相士也是很会腐烂的。
So the fortune tellers is also very boastful.
今年景气不好，其实我们
The economy is not good this year.
到人就叹一口气，今年景气不好。 我
In
现在也
Taiwan, when
想
we see each other, we always say, "Oh, it's a bad time now."
的那个司机 Uber 哦
So I want to become an Uber driver.
我是继承 Uber 啦
And I pronounce it like a witch.
，Uber 啊，
Uber.
这个 Uber 的司机了。今早出门啊，跟老婆顺路，接来一个坐顺风车的女孩。
And this morning, when I left home, my wife was there, and on the way, I got another woman.
车上那个女孩就问
And then I dropped my wife off first, and then this other woman asked, "So how come that lady earlier didn't pay you?"
睡在我家。
And I just joked and said,
就前面
"Oh, because last night she slept at my home, so that's why she
来
can ride for free." And this woman was quiet for a while and then said, and told him that, "Hey, I'm free tonight."
哎，这个司机呀、想到一个问题，
And this driver was thinking, if I agree,
不
my
接
waist would
会
hurt.
痛，
But if I don't
接
agree,
不接
then my heart would hurt. So should I accept or not?
像这种人，
See?
腰会痛的人，
This kind of man that
还
would
要修密
have some backache,
着了，
can he practice secret yana or mantra yana? No way.
所以啊，我们告诉大家，
So let me tell you,
腰酸背痛，
you shouldn't have backache And grandmaster has no backache. I have no problems with my backs and shoulders. I would be 76 according to Taiwanese years next year. And up till today, I have no problems with my shoulders and back. See, I can still lift my arms very straight up. My back and waist are always very good.
This is 2019年最温馨的荒尿新闻。
The most heartwarming news of 2019. Let me.
子阳男子花20万装潢。
From China. Someone from China renovated his house, and after he spent tens of thousands of dollars and discovered that he was renovating somebody else's house. A criminal, the policeman fainted, and the criminal called the police or the ambulance to help him. And someone had hired a room and called 3 women and played mahjong together. And he won $6,000. A woman tried to pass the driving exam and failed 3 times and was invited for dinner. And someone found out that under the pillow they discovered there were cash, but complained that the pillowcase was not changed. And the kids got black, thought he got some kind of illness there. It turned out that it's the dye of the underpants that tainted it. The robber got a lady's purse and then accompanied her home because didn't want to see her walk by herself. A Japanese woman farted and it lit the fire in the operating room. A young boy on the 3rd year of the junior high school was captured inside an elevator, and 3 hours later he had finished his homework. A thief didn't want to be heard, so took off his shoes, and because it smelled so bad, they smelled so bad that they killed the owner of the house. And the young man was about to commit suicide, and the mother found out and called the police. And the police, in order to prevent him to commit suicide, executed him. In England, for marathon, and he won first prize because the second person ran on the wrong path, followed by the thousands of other people. So that's the ridiculous news of 2019 Omani Bemi Home. We are very grateful to His Holiness Precious Dharma teaching. And in a moment, there would be the empowerment for the High King Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And during the empowerment, please form his mudra, recite his mantra, and to visualize the deity. This ends the English interpretation today. Please remember to return your receiver. Thank you.
Om
最热烈的掌声，感恩根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛赐受高王观世音菩萨不共大法灌顶。顶礼坛城，做观想大礼拜，礼拜根本传承上师及十方三世一切诸佛。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印，二拜诸菩萨。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印，三拜诸护法金刚。嗡啊吽，观想顶礼，回天心三印，是平等于其手。请大家一起顶礼师尊，感恩师尊。等一下呢，会恭请师尊在护摩殿恭请师尊为大家摩顶加持。如果还没有离开的同门，请你们呢在看完表演节目之后呢，我们会再次恭请师尊为大家摩顶。所以呢，如果还没有离开的同门呢，就不用排队了，就直接上大殿那一边。谢谢大家的合作。护摩法会圆满吉祥结束了，非常感谢根本传承上师的大加持，感谢师母仁波切诸位上师、教授师、法师、讲师、助教及大家的护持，以及网络直播现场观看的观众，谢谢大家，阿弥陀佛，功德无量。网络直播到此结束，非常感谢大家的收看。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing.